Alright, so in this video, I'll teach you how to use trim paths to create transitions. Okay, so trim paths is an effect in After Effects where you can control the animation of the endpoint of a certain object and its start point. So it usually works for lines and circles and for vector objects done in After Effects. Alright? So to do this, what we need to do is create our line first. So I'll be using my pen tool to create my line. So I'll be creating a line which is this long. So all I have to do is just click and then click on the other side again. Hold shift if you want it to constrain horizontally. Then it will create a stroke for you. To control the strength or the weight of the stroke, just go to your toolbar and then you'll see a stroke pixel weight option here. And then if you want to change the color of the stroke, just click here, there. Now, there are times that the stroke creates a fill itself. All you have to do is just click on the word fill and just click on no fill or none. Then click on OK. Now I have my stroke, right? To open trim path, all you have to do is just click on the arrow here on the left side of your layer and then click on add trim path. So if you click on it, it will create another option in the contents. Alright, now that we have another option in the contents, just click on the arrow again, the drop arrow for trim paths, and then you'll have the options for start and end. So the end point, it's always 100% since it's on the end point of the shape. If you make it 0, it will go to the left side or it will go near to your start point. The start point always have a 0 value, and then if you make it 100, it goes to the end point. Okay? So now let's animate this line. I want the transition to just, again, to briefly cover a certain part before it goes to the other side. So what I'll do is I'll place end to 0, add keyframes for both start and end. I'll go to 12 frames. I'll add 100% for end. So I have something like this. Alright? Now for start, I'll move the first keyframe of start to this area where the animation for the end option stops. And then in 1 second, I want the start to move to the right side or have 100% value. So now I have something like this. Okay? Then F9. Then adjust the timing. So let's say something like this and this. Not too much. There. Alright? So I think I'm okay with the timing. Next thing I'll do is duplicate this so that I can offset the timing and show a lot of movement for the transition. So to duplicate, you have your shape layer. I'll name it. Well, to rename your layers, just click on enter. Then I'll rename it to 01. And then I'll press Ctrl D to duplicate it. So it will automatically rename it to 02. And then what I'll do is I'll open position, move it up. And then I'll change the color to, let's say, this color, orange color. There. I can adjust the thickness of that stroke as well. And then I'll press Ctrl D again to duplicate another one. I'll move it up again. Change the stroke to a thinner stroke. There. Change it to, let's say, green. Alright. There. So now I have my basic colors or basic strokes. And then to show the keyframes for trim path, I'll press U on my keyboard, which is show keyframes. Next is I'll need to offset. So I want the green and the red one to move first before the orange. So the orange is number 2. So I'll move it further. And then I'll move this here. So I have something like this. Okay? So I'll just adjust it because I think it's too much. There you go. Okay? And then right now I think it still lacks more lines. So I'll add more just to use it as accent. So I'll duplicate the orange one, I'll duplicate the green one, Control D, move it down so that it offsets to this side, and then I'll move the keyframes forward so that it moves late, right? Then I'll change it to white. Let's say white. Alright, and then this white layer, I'll duplicate it again and move it on the sides as well. Right? Then adjust the timing again by showing the keyframes and moving it. So I'll move it here, I'll move it here. So just to randomize the animation. So I have something like this. Right? So I think it looks good. The transition looks good. But there are parts where it doesn't fill up. So what I'll do is I'll add more lines to the back. So let's say this green, I'll move it back, add like a blue color, I think. Let's see if it works. Make a thicker stroke there. Alright, and then offset this as well, but not too much, just a bit. Duplicate that layer, move it on the other side here, and then offset it again, but this time here. So there you have it. Right? So what I'll do next is I want to trim the comp work area bar so that the timeline is enough for the animation to finish. So around this area, then I'll move the work area bar, go to composition, trim, comp to work area. Okay? And now this transition, what I'll do is I'll pre-compose it so that it moves to a different composition. So to do that, highlight all your layers, all your transition layers, press Ctrl Shift C, and then it opens a pre-compose option. Move all attributes into the new composition, name it as line transition, let's say. Now I have a composition just for the transitions, alright, or the elements of the transition. And if I want to edit those elements, all I have to do is just go to line transition, double click on it, and then it opens the composition for that. Alright, so now try recreating a trim path transition for yourself. And then after that, I'll see you on the next video. So just click on the next slide.